Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to the second day of exploring the Corcovado National Park. Today we're gonna have a lost guide and we're gonna make it to another waterfall. Let's get into the vlog. So first thing in the morning, even before the breakfast, we went for a bird watching tour just around the accommodation. Me, these birds didn't seem anything special. I think I saw similar birds in Serbia or Slovakia, but at least we were looking for some animals. Alright, and here I'm flying the drone around the accommodation. As you can see, there's quite a big deforested area here, but I haven't seen any cows here, so I'm not sure why they deforested so much. But according to the map, this area was supposed to be one of the most densely forested area in Costa Rica. It was still impressive to fly a drone over such a big forested area of wilderness. So I don't think I ever flown over bigger area of forest before. You would always seen some fields, which was only seen at our accommodation. Here in the background you can see the coastline, and I can imagine how hard it would be if you get lost here without the GPS. So even though these forests are impressive, it's still pretty sad that Corcovado National Park is one of the last larger area tropical rainforest in Costa Rica. So here I got joined by father and son from Ukraine who are actually living in USA. And I think they're doing 2 weeks tour of Costa Rica with the other guide, and this is one of their trips. I think their schedule is pretty packed, they're doing something different every day. And here we're starting a walk towards the waterfall, and this is supposed to be also the primary rainforest, but I only saw a few big trees before the forest got much lower and even bushy. And again, same like yesterday, when we were coming from the waterfall, the pace was pretty fast. We didn't have time to look for any animals. As we're passing through this bushy area, the guy that was in the front stopped and asked if the other guy is at the back. But I noticed that our guy Andre was gone for about 20 minutes. Earlier he said he's just gonna take a break and then catch us, as he likes to walk faster than be slow behind us. Then the first guy David went to look for him for about 1 hour, but he was nowhere to be seen. He assumed he must have gone some other way to the waterfall, so we had to hike back and start going the other way. So the rest of the hike to the waterfall was nothing special. The trees around were pretty low and young. In many places you had just bushes that used to be fields just a few years ago. But at least we got a view of the canopy like over here. Right here we descended down to the river where our guide Andre was of course waiting for us. I think the other guy David was pretty mad at him, and they were talking for about 10 minutes, just letting us wait more and wasting time after Andre took us to the waterfall. Alright, and in about 10 minutes we reached the waterfall. It looked pretty impressive. Of course, we've seen much bigger waterfalls before in Costa Rica, like Dos Novias waterfall. We came to Corcovado National Park to see the animals, mainly tapir, which we could have seen but didn't see because of the guide. We're gonna make the most of the end of this trip, not think about the negatives, and try to swim and enjoy this waterfall. Alright, and here I'm diving down underwater and coming up just behind the waterfall, which was a pretty cool and adventurous experience. We just had only a few minutes left at the waterfall because the guide was hurrying us up, so I decided to quickly climb up here, which was great for a great picture. Alright, here we're going back from the waterfall, and instead of going on the trail, we just decided to cross through the river to get a little bit more adventure. Alright, and from this point we just started going up the hill again, and from here we have only about 20 minutes until the place where our journey should finish, and they should pick us up with a car. The jungle in this last part looked pretty nice and well developed. However, in a few minutes we got to a deforested area and fields. And the footage of these monkeys is not from our trip in Corcovado National Park, but it's just from our accommodation at the Drake's Bay. We even saw this amazing toucan from our balcony, which we haven't seen on any of the tours in national parks. We only saw it on some other place near Jaco. This was just evening after we came from the Corcovado National Park tour. It just goes to show you don't have to pay a lot of money for a guided tour in a national park to see some animals. As I said before, Corcovado National Park is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. But because we were walking in a big group and our guide didn't care, we didn't see that many animals. Just on this tree by our balcony, we see another interesting animal called the dragon lizard. All these three animals we saw within 1 hour after arriving from Corcovado National Park. So at the end of the day, it seems like all these guided tours are definitely not worth it, are more scam for your money. Alright adventurers, I hope you enjoyed this 2-day hiking tour to Corcovado National Park. As I said before, even though we were really disappointed not to see a tapir, which we could have seen if it was not for our guide, it was still great to spend this time in nature. Stay tuned for more adventures from Costa Rica, and as always, stay healthy
and stay adventurous.